Yes, that's my backpack. And hell yes, that's my motherfucking rifle. I introduce to you my Savage Arms MSR-10 Hunter with a Bushnell scope, 308 BDC. That's bullet drop coefficient. Yeah, bitch, I can hit you from 600 yards. Okay, probably not, but need some adjustment. Just got the scope in today. This is kind of like the view from the back end of this bad boy. It's kind of nice. I still got to make some adjustments to it so it's still loose. I also have a canted red dot, so it's at a 45-degree angle. Got a little Picatinny rail offset. You could buy those for like fairly cheap, but that's a nice little small red dot, about 75 bucks for those. Yes, that's on my ironing board. I like floral patterns. It is what it is. And I also like guns. But canted red dot's pretty nice. So I can still use this with somewhat close range. Again, this is an AR-10 in 308. But you can kind of see the red dot somewhere in there. None of this stuff is dialed in at all. So really, this is all just dressing and it looks pretty. This really doesn't do shit. But hopefully I can get this dialed in. What I did is added some UTG bipods in the front. Those bipods are really nice. They're adjustable. You can adjust, like laying on my stomach here. You can adjust the legs by unscrewing this, and then you could push this in to release it. So you can adjust it up and down. This is pretty nice at this height. No, it's not loaded. But I also got it's hard to see with this light here, but I also got a quick detach mount for pretty cheap. There's probably like 30 bucks for the quick detach mount. The scope was it's the Bushnell AR-10 308 BDC. So at 600, it has dots up to 600 yards, or for shooting up to 600 yards. The Bushnell scope was probably about 200 after shipping. I think it was like 180 off of Primary Arms. I may or may not get an actual sunshade for this, which is just a nice little extension that goes out a little bit more and then helps you with the sun in your shot. As I said, this is not dialed in, and there's a lot more work that has to be done to this, so this is all dressing. What I did with the Savage Arms, let me get up and get better lighting. There we go. It's a lot better. So, what I did to this gun, other than what I, in terms of like enhancements, if you will, added the rings for the mounts, for the sling, added the UTG bipods, the scope with the QD mount, and the red dot on the other side. Oh, and I switched out the hand grip, the pistol grip there. That is from Daniel Defense. That's a Daniel Defense pistol grip. I love Daniel Defense grips. They're amazing. I switch all my grips out to Daniel Defense. I cannot deal with that regular degler shit. Like, that's bullshit. Get yourself a Daniel Defense grip. You probably will never go back. As far as that sling, I forgot that I've had that for a while. Took it off another gun that I'm not using. I'm actually probably just gonna get rid of one of my AR-15s. Like, I really don't want the damn thing. But as I said, I'm getting used to the weight of this thing, so I can pretty much handle it with like one hand, which is really nice. Maybe I can get down the reticle. So there we go. I'm trying to understand how to get a better sight picture, how to mount this better, make sure it's more comfortable. There's going to be a lot of work that I'm going to have to do to get this right for me and get into long-range shooting. I will be taking a class once all this stuff gets lifted as far as the coronavirus. I'm kind of calling this year just done, but hopefully I can do one or two things and kind of get out there in public. I'm truly trying to stay away from it though as much as possible, but cannot be avoided really. So that first dot in the middle is at 100 yards, then 200 below that, 3, 4, 5, and then the last like bit where the line turns into a fatter line, that goes out to 600 yards. Sorry, I can't keep it straight. But yeah, that's down scope. It's a 4.5 to 18x scope. So this is the handle. Get that focused again. Yeah, 4.5 to 18 scope. There's more railing on the top, but I just don't see the point in putting all that on there on top of it. This is probably a lot to put on a gun for me. Like really, I can take off, to minimize this, I can take off the red dot sight. The red dot sight is for somewhat close quarters combat, if anything. Don't ever think I'll be in close quarters combat, but you never know. This right here, ambidextrous charging handle. This is for 308. The 308 charging handles are longer than the AR-15 charging handle. I like this one because it's pretty funny. This one says, it's kind of hard. It says pull for liberty, which is hilarious. Oh god, that's hard to pull. I still got to work in the bolt carrier group on this thing. I do not shoot it enough. I've had it for a little while now, for like years. You can faintly see that red dot there in the distance. Again, I have to adjust this to make it work for me in terms of use. So during operation of this, like I can have it like this and then do my mid to long range shots. Again, up to 600 yards. 600 yards is long range, but it really isn't. I mean, you got scopes that go up to like 32x. I've seen 24 and I think 32x. So 18x is really not that great of a distance. I also got to get that red dot dialed in as well. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, if I'm going to do it all at once or with everything on it. I may take certain things off, adjust it, and then go from there. But I would like to do it with it all on there, and that would be a little bit nicer. I don't really plan on doing too many gun videos or anything like that. I do have others. I got a Daniel Defense DDM4 V11 SLW. That is a beautiful lightweight AR-15. I love that gun. I call it brown sugar. This one, I forgot what I called this one. I'm not sure if I called this one black dynamite. But yeah, I'm going to be working with this a little bit more. Oh, and the way I'm going to have this stored here with these legs. Break that down. Again, it's not loaded. But essentially, in terms of movement and moving with it, that's how it'll be with those bipods there. So it's really nice. I really do like it, and hope to get some more shooting done this year, man, and do something relaxing. I always liked building guns, and I got away from that because a lot of things happened. Not enough money to put towards it. Had to put it towards the salon and try and, you know, hunker down with that. Still working through that. Got paperwork to read on that. Probably will be coming with another video here in a little bit talking about taking advantage of this crisis as best as possible, you know. If you're still working and you got some credit cards out there, start calling them. Start calling them and adjusting this leg here. Again, I gotta get used to all this stuff, so I gotta work that in, probably grease it up a little bit to make it easier to move back and forth and adjust the legs how I want them, so I don't have to do much with that. But yeah, so call your credit card company and talk to them and start making deals. If you got a lump sum payment, I just saved $1,500 by doing a lump sum payment today. And I just told him, hey, I'm out of work, COVID-19, you know, and said, hey, is there any way I can work on this, blah, blah, blah. I'll give you the full story in the next video. But just wanted to talk about this gun here. Alrighty, guys. Peace.